schedule on getting this goat fencing and enclosure together. Picking up our goats in a few days and just have so much more to do. But what I have here is a really nice big pristine pallet, and got a piece of zip, and I'm just going to put that on top of there to make a nice clean platform. And then I've got a little dog house that I think will be perfect for my little goats. This 3-sided enclosure has been pretty impressive. Even with heavy rains, it stays fairly dry in here. So I may throw a tarp in this corner to try and shield from any sideways windy rain, so the goats are truly sheltered. But I've been out here. Yesterday it was really hot, super sunny. Felt like it was 95 degrees burning in the sun, but actually it's closer to 80. And when I was inside here, it was nice and cool. So I feel good about this as our temporary goat enclosure until I get my barn built. I think this will do just fine. And then, as you can see, I have the perimeter laid out for where the first round of fencing is going to go. So I've got weed barrier down just to help kind of tamp down this crazy fast growing pasture at the fence line. I've got a guideline string of where I want the fencing to go. I've got this to do. The doghouse should be a pretty quick assembly. I think this enclosure is going to do for the summer. For the winter, you know, I'll have something more substantial to shield from the cold and all of that stuff. But I think for the summer, this is going to be great. We'll see how it goes. I'm really nervous because it's going to pour on Saturday, which leaves tomorrow for me to get this all done. Today, it was fairly clear all day. It sprinkled for maybe an hour, but it wasn't crazy. But I've just been pulled away with other non-farm related stuff that has just been very busy. So I'm really hoping I can get this fence together tomorrow, or at least enough of it to have for our little baby goats on Sunday.
Cut my hair in the dress that you wear. Don't you leave, now it's my time to go. I'll be waiting while you're not alone. You know me, I won't be surprised if you leave. I'll wear a disguise. Darling, don't you wait.
We're getting down to the wire. Goats are coming tomorrow, and I still don't have this fencing done. And it's supposed to rain intermittently all day today, but I'm prepared to work in the rain. I made some good progress yesterday. I have these T-posts. I have a lot of bracing here because I've got corners and fence gates and all sorts of stuff. I've done a ton of research, and I really wanted a quick and easy way to brace these corner posts without having to dig and set in concrete and have all of this supplemental. So I researched a ton and found these Wedge-Locs. I have to say, for all of the YouTube reviews raving about them, I'm not that impressed, but they're fairly inexpensive, and I'm hoping they do the job. This is probably semi-temporary fencing. You know, I want it to last a couple of years, but if we decide to move the barnyard, I don't want to set too many things in concrete and have to dig too much. I just wanted a quick, easy, inexpensive way to do this. So I'm using Wedge-Locs for now for the fence gate starts and the corners right now. So while we have a little reprieve from rain, I'm just going to drive as many posts as I can. So realistically, I'm not going to have this done before tomorrow, but I think I'll have, you know, decent sections of it. I have an outer barbed wire fence there, so we're supposed to have some sun next week. I will work on the fencing with the goats here and just keep an eye on them and make sure they don't wander too far. I also have like temporary dog gate fencing there. They're still babies, so I think I can manage. I'm just going to knock out as much as I can. And I'm going to have a brace here Then I've got the corner brace, go all the way around. I've got all my T-posts laid out about 8 feet apart. And then I haven't quite mapped all of this exactly yet, but I'm pretty sure I want a tractor gate entrance here. So I have some wood posts that I do think I'm going to set those in concrete. This gate's fairly heavy. I just don't think I want to chance it with trying to hang it from something that's not set. So I've got some Quikrete. I've got my auger. I'm all about the tools. I'm a girl who loves her tools. So I'll do a demo on that when I get to that part. I'll just put some temporary welded wire up to cover that hole. And then we're going to be wrapping all around that perimeter, and then it's going to wrap around. So I think that's going to be it. I'm just going to get to driving these posts. I just kind of wanted to show the plan of action before I get rolling here. And one thing that I have to say is a must have tool. If you're a farmer, you're constantly going to be putting up fencing. I have this Sportsman Earth gas-powered T-post driver. I think it's like 33cc gas-powered. It's freaking amazing. And I'll do a separate quick demo video of that outside of this video. I love this thing. I was able to set all these posts by myself very, very easily, and the T-post driving part of it is going to go very quickly. It's the Wedge-Locs that are the bane of my existence, and then we'll move on to fencing. So this is my first fence. I'm figuring it out as I go. I do a ton of research. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, but so far so good for solo T-post fence assembly and for my first one. But I'm really excited. And just as predicted, here comes the rain. So hopefully it doesn't start pouring. I'm gonna keep working through this. It's a little bit before 5:30 a.m. on Sunday morning. Today's the day we go pick up our goats. As you can see, the sun still has a few hours before it's gonna wake up, and it's not raining. It's damp and misty and foggy, but it's not raining, so that means I'm working. I've been up since about 2:30 this morning, just kind of making a list of everything that I really need to get done in the next few hours. I've got to attach this zip sheet to the pallet and then build the little enclosure that the goats will be sleeping in. I bit off a little bit more than I can chew this week. That doesn't sound anything like me, right? It was the kids' spring break, which I thought would make it easier since they weren't in school, but actually they were just crazier than usual. So there was that, and I was farm sitting for my neighbor, which was so much fun and amazing. And then I was cat sitting for my sister. So I've been shuttling over to her house, feeding her cats, sleeping over there at night, and then coming back here early in the morning before my family wakes up to work. So that is why I don't have the goat fence done. But the good news is we're getting the goats today. I have a few solutions to get us through. It's supposed to be sunny the rest of this week, and I will have the goats in the pasture with me while I finish this. But I'm really excited. I have a ton to finish before we hit the road. I think in about 4 hours. So I'm going to feed my sister's cats. We're going to hit the road. We're going to pick up goat number 1, get goat number 2 on the way back, feed my sister's cats again, and then we'll get settled in for the night. Wish me luck. I'm super excited. I can't wait to show you guys the baby goats. It's Monday, and as you can see, we have our adorable goats. They are just the cutest and the sweetest ever. I know everyone thinks that about their goats, but it's true about mine. This one, the brown one, is Tess. She is like a little lap dog. She came from a beautiful farm right outside of Charlotte, and it was a 2.5-hour ride home, and she just loved on me the whole time. She didn't cry, she dozed off, we made kissy eyes, and we really, really bonded and connected in that drive home. So she is just super, super attached. I'm just gonna keep handling her every day like a dog and bring her everywhere with me that I can. And hopefully she'll stay that way. And then this one is Isabel. She's from my friend's farm just down the road. Also super, super social and sweet. We just really looked out with the two sweetest, most social girls ever. It's a beautiful day. So I'm gonna try to finish well, for sure we'll finish the T-post driving today, and then I'll start fencing sections in. I'm just so happy. They're just so cute and adorable. I don't even want to work. I just want to play with them. I've already burned a few hours this morning just playing with them. We had them up with us. The kids run around. They chase them back and forth like dogs, and they're the best. Anyway, back to work.
Won't you leave now? It's my time to go. I'll be waiting while you're not alone. You know me, I won't be surprised if you leave.
And that, ladies and gents, is how you do it. T-posts are all done. Normally that would be the most unpleasant part of the job, but that's my favorite part of this fence. Thanks to my Sportsman Earth 32.7cc gas-powered T-post driver. That was amazing. Super fast, super therapeutic, very, very cool. For my first fence, I am like energized. I feel like I could probably fence the whole pasture myself over time in phases. So we'll see. If you want to know about the Wedge-Loc system to brace your ends, your fence ends where you terminate, and then corners, Wedge-Locs, it's where it's at. I was completely mistaken that they were not that great because I was not doing it right. So that is a big mea culpa on me. I got my husband, who's an engineer, to just look at it and figure out what I was doing wrong, and he did. So look for that little demo separately. I want to try and keep my little demo videos short and sweet, so I'll post a link to that. And if you want to know how Wedge-Locs work, check out that video. And I must say, my little makeshift measurement tube sticks made it through the rain, through the sogginess, through the storms. It broke a few times and I just duct taped it back up. But having these are heaven sent. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos where people take those long measuring tapes, those field measuring tapes, and precisely measure the height and the distance between them. I mean, that's great, but when you're driving posts, I think I have to go through and count. I think this was something like 60, 70 T-posts. The total time it took me to drive all of them with that gas-powered T-post driver was a few hours. Honestly, it was amazing. And so when you're on a roll and going fast, you don't want to measure, especially if you're doing it by yourself. It's not a two-person operation. An 8-foot long or 10-foot long or however you want to go to do the distance. And this was 4 feet long for the height. Obviously, it became a little bowed as it got wet, so I was just make sure to butt it up tight, and then I usually added about an inch or so for good measure. But they made it. Now I can toss them, but they made it through the whole job, even through all that rain. So that's another tidbit I would recommend.
Oh, there it is, guys. Darling, don't you wait for